It is, it's just another exciting day with some developments that definitely did not happen with Saudi Arabia. Pay no attention to Saudi Arabia. They are a good, dear, close, wonderful, almost like family kind of relationship country to us.
At least BFFs and maybe more. Maybe more.
They are so close and so wonderful to us. They send only really good stuff, never any trouble. They are, of course, not funding the radical mosques here in America because there's no such thing as a radical mosque.
No.
We found out yesterday, and this is really interesting. Apparently, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia sent a written warning about the accused Boston Marathon bomber to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security in 2012. So somehow or another, Saudi Arabia knew about this guy, but we didn't. We had no idea. The Saudi warning was separate from the multiple red flags raised by the Russians. And this one was based on human intelligence developed independently by Saudi Arabia in Yemen. Citing security concerns, the Saudi government also denied entry to the elder Tsarnaev brother when he hoped to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. So here's a guy that is so radical, they say you can't go to Mecca, where we cut people's heads off. That's kind of a disturbing standard, don't you think? Mm-hmm. So he's so radical, and now here's where it really gets interesting, to me at least. Saudi Arabia warned us of these guys. Do we not have any kind of facial recognition software? Because I know I can get that with my computer. I know instead of, typing in my code to be able to get in my computer, I know that I can purchase now pretty cheaply facial recognition software, which will, recognize my face and then set all my passcodes. That's a pretty good deal. The federal government should look into this. I hear that someday we'll be able to take a photograph and run it through one of these large computing systems, and a card will spit out, and it will say, well, not in regular language, but in the cards that are cut out, you have to have another computer just to read the card. But it'll say, hey, this face belongs to this guy.
Yeah, but that's how many years away?
Oh, that's
20,
way
30,
over the
50.
Way over the horizon.
Yeah.
It's almost so far in the future that it's in our past. So we should get some of that one of these days for the Department of Homeland Security, because they had to go on television with those pictures after the Russians and the Saudis warn us about these guys. After we've interviewed them, then the FBI gets on television and says, hey, by the way, does anybody know who these guys are? Is anybody else insulted by this? Apparently not. Apparently not. Nobody else in the media is insulted by this. Nobody else in the media is like, hey, you know what? We've taken a lot of your bull crap, but I just can't take another day of it. Nobody in the media is insulted. Nobody in, well, we know at least 10 people in the justice business, shall we say, are a little upset. But there's nobody else that is really upset by the foreign minister of Saudi Arabia meeting with our State Department and John Kerry in an unscheduled meeting, then coming in and meeting again with the president the day after the bombing, both unscheduled. And us having the pictures. Oh, I wonder who this could be. I wonder. This is kind of an interesting picture. The foreign minister from Saudi Arabia is here. Okay, put these pictures away. Definitely let's not ask him if he knows anything or if they have this new facial recognition software. Of course, they're sand people. Why would they have that? Let's put these away. They won't be able to help us at all. Is anybody believe that for a second? Why did our FBI get on national television and say, we have no idea who these people are? Can anybody help us out with that? It doesn't make any sense. You're being lied to from top to bottom. And last night's TV show was another marker. Do you remember the third episode of Back to the Future? Remember when they get on the steam train?
Yeah.
And they have to hit these certain marks and have to be going at a certain speed. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, the train tracks end and the train goes off and they don't go back to the year 1985. That's kind of like where we are now. Last night, I saw one of the last few markers on the road before we get to the bridge. Unfortunately, when our train gets to the bridge, it just goes off the bridge, and we end up in the canyon, and they don't name it after us, a really famous teacher. We don't zoom back to 1985, even though that would be pretty sweet. Ronald Reagan would still be president. Instead, we just go off into the canyon. But there is a mile marker that we have hit, and it's not only just the Saudi Arabians and our denial in our press.